Kris.
Hey, Bill.
Welcome to another episode of that Rangefinder show, sometimes about golf. We're doing another remote show in the stews. Not a big deal. It's all right.
Hey, did you go see the Pumpkins this weekend?
No, I did not do it. Did not
I
do
saw our
it.
pal Jason Hyland took them in on Saturday night. He was at that show.
Yeah, as you know, as we were discussing, and I'm like, these tickets are just outrageously expensive.
They were a lot. Yeah.
The last, if I was in the mood to be, down 200 level, maybe 100 level, make it a night, different story. But I'm like, look, I'm just trying to catch the show, whatever. But I am not paying $100-ish a ticket for literally the last row in the building.
Right.
Side-ish view.
Oh, the UC.
Yeah.
That's far. That's far. UC isn't big, but the last row that's way up there, man. And
I've seen enough shows that, like, especially the Smashing Pumpkins, that acoustically is going to be beyond miserable. So
yeah, also not a great live venue. It's true.
It's not.
I mean, it's built to echo, because it's a sports stadium.
They play the sports there.
They do. So, if you're playing music in there, you're getting sound bouncing all over the place, and
it's
not great.
And it's fine. It's fine. So
yeah,
it just canned. And then there was still a slight chance we were going to go. And I said to my wife, I go,
yeah,
do we keep an eye on these tickets, or do we got the babysitters lined up, aka my parents? Right. We just want to go out to dinner. She goes, I would rather just go out to dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to drop $200, you can get some good food.
Right. And so instead we spent less than $200 and we were home by 7:30 at night. It was perfect.
Right. Home by 7:30. God, you are a billion years old, man.
It was just nothing else.
Great.
We're like, there's nothing else to really do. We with the small children, it's not like we get to binge watch any of our shows. So we're just like, you want to go home and finish The Watcher before the kids get home?
How is The Watcher?
It's okay.
Is it? It's gotten a lot of flack because it's not super accurate. It takes some liberties per se.
It does.
I heard it's a great story regardless. It's a fun watch.
Side note. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Make sure you go down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you're listening to the podcast, maybe give it a review, tell a friend, do all the podcast call to action things you hear and all your favorite podcasts you listen to. At this point, you know the drill. Please just help us out. We got to it minutes into the show. So
that's right.
You know what? You know the drill. We really appreciate it as always. You guys are the best. The Watcher, here's what I would say. I enjoyed it. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've seen Naomi Watts in something.
God, the last time I saw Naomi Watts in something was The Ring.
Exactly the same as me.
That's what by the way, The Ring, if I were to have, now that Netflix has done some really good stuff. Stranger Things is fun. Some of the Korean movies are a blast, but one of the scariest things I've ever watched.
Still,
The Ring.
Still, yeah.
Oh my God, it's terrifying.
I can't.
Scary movie draft. Yeah. Let's do it.
No, because I'm gonna have to watch something to get up to speed, and I can't handle it. That'll save that for another winter show.
Right. We just passed Halloween. Next year, we got to do scary movie draft.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll try. I'll be like the Witches of Waverly Way.
Right. Hocus Pocus, first round pick.
Wizard of Oz.
But speaking of that, start preparing for holiday movie draft. Do
we have a guest lined up for that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We can just do it ourselves. Who cares? We're allowed.
Yeah,
this is our goddamn show. We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
So here's my Naomi Watts question. Does she suck as an actress?
I've only seen her in one thing, and she was good in that. I don't know. What else has she been in? I'm sure. Do we have to pull up IMDb for this? I don't know.
No, we should just
off the top of my head.
Next time we have any sort of movie related guest on, we'll be like, "Hey, real quick question for you." And they're like, "Oh, what?" So I feel like
Naomi Watts, good or terrible?
It's got to be one or the other, and So here's the reason I ask. There are moments as I watch this, I'm like, she either sucks at acting or the writing's really poor. Really poor. And then I was like, well, I feel like I remember she kind of sucks as an actress. But I go, am I projecting this? Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. And so this might fit into they took liberties because there is a true story this is based on, apparently.
Yes, this is based on a true story.
But, it's almost like, that generic, like, well, we're going to watch the big game because people in the community go watch a big game, but we won't be specific. That's like the example I've used. Yeah. Just generic sort of assumption in writing where someone thought they were being so clever, but it really was just not well thought out. So I felt like there was a good amount of that. Bobby Cannavale is generally good and stuff. And I felt like he was flip-floppy to the point where I'm like, he wasn't very good here. And then he'd be tremendous. So I don't know. It just felt like the writing generally could have been a little better. Okay. But I don't know. Like, then I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I don't really feel that way. So I enjoyed that's exactly my problem with it. I enjoy, like, if someone criticized me for any of those takes, I'd go, yeah, that's fair. Right. I enjoyed. It's bad when you think you have a hot take that even you
can't really commit to.
So and that's what I felt like. And I didn't.
We got to find a new name for those. Like takes.
Yeah, just
a take.
A take. I have a take. So I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the watch. For me, the whole time it felt very Amityville horror-ish, except but how do we make it real, not supernaturally? And so I was like,
because that's a fun one too.
It's really good, and I also felt, I don't know if you recall Amityville horror. Everyone's like, Ryan Reynolds, Van Wilder guy, and then he's like running around in the pouring rain, shirtless in pajama pants, and is like the buffest bodybuilder you've ever seen in your life. You're like, no, you're Van Wilder. What is this?
Right. By the way, Naomi Watts was in Mulholland Drive way back in 2001. So she's done that. She's British.
I did remember that. Maybe that's
forgot about that. Born in England. Hello.
That's how they all talk that way.
She was in. Okay, so I've seen her in I Heart Huckabees. It's a good one. She was also in King Kong, which she is like, that's perfect for her. Everything else, Birdman, keep it.
Go down below and leave a comment of your favorite Naomi Watts vehicle.
It's The Ring, everybody. Just type in The Ring and hit comment.
She was the one that came out of the TV with the shit. Never mind. In case you haven't seen The Ring yet, I don't want to spoil it.
That's a good ass movie.
So good.
By the way, too, before we get into the golf stuff,
this is a golf show. Sometime.
Did you take in the Chicago Bears football game, the football match on Sunday?
I sure did.
Did you?
No.
Oh man, let me tell you something right now. That is now Bears football. Thank you to Justin Fields, is now appointment television.
I was going to say I did see that people are like, wait a minute, there is, for the first time in forever, it feels like, well, at least there's something to care about with the
There
Bears.
is something happening, and I want you to be part of it and jump on board now because something is happening.
You had to put that on me because, I'll go, well, Kris wants me to, and I'll pay attention to this.
I mean, that kid, holy moly, he's something, man. He's super fun to watch. Do you remember? I was thinking about this.
Don't you mess around and give us a charismatic sports figure in Chicago these days.
That's really good at sports. Right.
Don't you dare.
Right. It's true, man. But back in the day when Devin Hester was returning kicks and punts and anytime there was a punt, it was a weird thing. Like you stopped to watch Devin Hester return a punt.
It's like NFL ridiculous. Red Zone just has red zone coverage on for every team, but then it's like, there's a kickoff or punt in the Bears game. They flip over to that and red zone.
Right. I feel like this is the same thing, except he's the quarterback. So he gets the ball 50 times a game or something instead of 4.
Well, I mean, with the Bears, it might only be like 6, but you get the same point.
Fair. Right. But yeah, I just, public service announcement for you.
Okay.
Bill service announcement. You may want to jump on board this one because it is super fun to watch.
Sunday.
Anyways.
I'm most embarrassed to say it. Sunday, I was out of the house from like breakfast till right before dinner with Liam, all around the western suburbs, looking for those vintage golf finds.
Of course you were, yeah.
And
that's a good time. That's good father-son time.
I do say like it's ridiculous, but I hope, God knows, but I hope one day he'll be like, yeah, my old man and I used to drive around like all sorts of dumb, pointless shit. And it just took me till now to be like, oh, I get what was really happening there. It wasn't about the Beanie Baby that I had to have or that old ratty golf bag. He was like, oh, I'm so excited about this for $5. Speaking of, I sent Adam Unfiltered a picture. One of my what I call my thrift golf club mentor posted a picture holding from his local Goodwill a Scotty Cameron putter, Tour Edge driver, and a original era Zebra putter. And the most expensive item in it was $3.99, the Scotty Cameron putter, and it was a real one. So
holy cow, that is something right there.
The only reason I don't feel bad about it, he goes to this one because it's like right by his house, en route to his errands every day. Yeah. He says every other day, and it's not like I was driving down to where he lives on a Monday, So it wasn't there yesterday. If it was there yesterday, it would have been picked. So I like. Part of me's like, oh, I just could have gone there. Like, no, I couldn't. And this guy's there all the time. So he beat me fair and square.
It's funny. I say Sunday, Bears football is now must watch television. And yet next Sunday, we're going to be freezing our asses off on a golf course more than likely.
Which brings us to our next point. I saw something today where they're like, good old Chicago. We're going to have 70 degrees this week and snow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. It's that time of year.
And I don't know what made me check the weather, but then I said, well, I'm here. I better check for the tournament. Historically speaking, like I know I will just for the bit, put up with horrible conditions, but I'm like, I don't know about Kris, so I better check because I know I've had to coerce him into these winterish rounds before. And then I looked at him, Jesus Christ, the high that day is 36.
It's going to be really cold.
Will
they even let us out?
Yeah. That's why it's called the Ironman Open.
Oh, I see.
And
hopefully it's a small field and we win.
Yeah, right. I've seen it. So historically speaking, it's kind of neat because they give you some food, they give you some drink. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And I think they use it a lot for like pro shop clear out. So everybody wins, and basically you get to go up to the table and get something based on your finishing order. And so the year I played was 5. I mean, there's already a lot of people entered into this. You should be able to go see since you're registered.
You can see the people?
I want to say there's something like there might be 40 teams.
Oh my God. Of 2? 40 teams of 2?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if that number stays at 40.
I don't think it will. And I also may be way off on that. So if you told me it was actually 20 teams of 2, I could see that too. 40 is registering in my head, and it was a while ago.
All right. I mean, we're going to be out there forever.
Shotgun, keep in mind.
That's good. That's fun.
But, so the year I played, we finished like 6th to 8th, and it wasn't that as big of a field. But I got a brand new Mizuno wedge, and my playing partner got like a nice brand new rain jacket.
Nice. It'd be fun if they did it like White Elephant or Yankee Swap. Like you would go and grab something and be like, I want his thing, and then you'd have to go back up. That would be forever if there were 80 guys or whatever, 80 players.
Move it to Saturday.
Right.
And do that because it's on a Sunday. So maybe though we can have some influence. I went to the course we will be playing at this past week, and was taking another guy's place. And so, but I'm like, cause I'm a local, I have a residence card and I get a cheaper rate. So I was like, hey, I'm checking in for this guy, but he's not playing. I am. I'm a resident. And the guy's like, oh, okay, what's your name? And I give him my name. And he looks up at me and he goes, random. He's a younger guy, younger than me, but not like a child, you know?
Okay.
Like,
right.
Do you do golf reviews?
Come on.
And I go, oh, no. First reaction, I'm like, oh, no.
Right. Do you own up to it or not? You'd be like, nope, not me. And I don't do that.
You know
Sounds
me,
ridiculous.
Like, generally, hey, one way or another, I am usually pretty quick with something. Either, no, it's not me. Get out of here.
Yeah,
or like,
that's the other chubby middle-aged guy, white guy.
I don't know if you know any. Or I'm like, yep, that's me. I'll lean into it. But I was like so frozen.
Yeah.
And I'm I may or may not. I gave him like one of those.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, I was Googling a shaft review and I was reading it and I saw.
Then they definitely found you.
I found Bill Bush. I go, that name sounds familiar. And I think I know that guy. And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Look at you. He's a local celebrity.
Well, and you know what?
We need to capitalize off of that for sure.
Rather than, lean into that. Cool. And I, of course, was like, oh, yeah, that's my site. If reach out to me anytime, whatever. We had a nice conversation about different golf shafts and the Auto Flex and how I'm like, it's an $800 gimmick. Not that it doesn't work. I don't know enough about it. But you can't tell me it's worth $800 for whatever it does compared to the rest of the market.
What would it have to do to be worth $800?
God, I don't know. We had the Fujikura Ventus line at roughly $400.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Not to say
$800 shaft, it would have to be so straight and so long.
Yeah.
Off the tee. Like, yeah.
I kind of understand like the TPTs of the world who it's like, yeah, it's the same stuff in America's Cup sailing vessels and Formula One cars. Like,
that's
materials, but
it's fair.
$800.
$800.
Even that, I'm like, that's seven. Again, the Fujikura Ventus, which as far as I'm concerned, no disrespect to any other shaft company out there and what they're making, a lot of great components in the game.
Sure.
There's enough out there at this point. The Ventus is the gold standard in golf shafts. It is $400. It is not $800.
Right.
So you got a lot of work to do to convince me of $800. So anyway, had this conversation with the guy and I'm like, this is uncomfortable in my head. Not like, hey, that guy knows me. Ugh. And you know me well enough again to know this is true. Hell yeah. The Google SEO is working.
Yeah.
It's working. Like that's what went through my head. And I had to tell you, this was like I'll just say the old site, different time and place. And I've said this to you before, like it's all about, I feel like with whatever it is, whatever your type of golf media is, it's like if you hit at the right time, we have known people in the forum game, they all
hit and like timing is
06 to 09 and the world needed a good one is people to just commit to doing it right. And those things took off. And I felt like my other site prior to this one, we came in sort of following like the blog wave, the forum wave into the blog wave.
Yeah.
And I ran into people quite a bit with that one. Hey, wearing the hat, whatever, like, oh, do you read that site? Or someone like, I am that site, bro.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't run into it as much with the old driving range heroes. Not to say I don't, but not like I used to. So when I get to random ones, and that's really the first like super out of nowhere, pretty organic, like
that's pretty good.
I'm putting the name together with the thing. It's not like the thing on my hat because I don't even think I was wearing one of these. But
right, like, that would have been great had you been wearing one of that.
It's like hell yeah, Google SEO, hell yeah.
We talked about the tournament we're playing in the frigid Sunday weather. The only reason I thought about that was because Adam was going to play something on Sunday too, and we played golf together over the weekend. And he's like, I'm bailing because it's going to be so cold. And I'm like, wait, it's going to be cold? Because I had thought we're going to carry normal fall into our weekend.
Right.
But apparently not. So, but should we cover the format of this thing that we're playing?
Yeah.
Of the way that it's going to work?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember the order per se.
Yeah, but it's 6, 6, and 6, right?
Yeah. So it'll be signed like, it's the same 6 holes. The last time I played in one of these or in one of these like mixed format events, they really just said like, hey, you're first this many holes, you play this format, and you're second this many, like it. So not everybody played the same format on the same 9 holes. So at first, it's not fair. I'm like, we're not going to win this thing. Who am I kidding? So with this thing,
you don't know if that's fair or not. It could work to your advantage. You don't know.
At that tournament, it wasn't. This one, who knows? Okay. But
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the first 6 for everybody. Holes 1 through 6 will be this for everybody, and so forth and so forth.
Right.
But you play 6 holes, whichever the order is, 6 holes, alternate shot, 6 holes, best ball, and I believe 6 holes scramble.
Okay. So the 6-hole best ball is we go through, we play our own ball through, best score gets on the card. All right.
And so
that's going to be something. Should I bring the cameras? I bring the cameras, right?
My triple or your double, whichever one's better. I thought about that. It was like one with the turn. I mean, we can obviously just like video here and there to put together a love note to our Frozen tournament. But I was thinking like, I feel like we should try to do a fairly like, hey, here's how our tournament went video.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold.
It'll be...
And you know me,
that'll be part of it, I guess.
I'll commit.
God, it's going to be so cold. It's so early for that.
I'll commit to. Well, not. I mean, that's how it rolls around here. And then, but just like last year, between Christmas and New Year's, we'll be walking around Klein Creek in 65-degree weather.
Right.
You know me. If you want to make a video of this tournament, I'll commit to it.
You'll star in it.
Well, is
that the deal?
You know exactly what I mean. I'm saying I will sign up for the punishment.
Right. I think we should. I think we set up the GoPro in the cart, turn it on, let it run.
Yeah.
And and go from there.
Just do that. Are we gonna do that and maybe like just like a cell phone?
I'll have the second camera going for sure. But yeah, it'll be a simple setup
with my perspective. My best friend, the cell phone gimbal. That I get along so well with.
Oh my God, it's the best. It's the best. We got to do, as it gets later in the year, probably, we do have to do a comment show. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to do a comment show. We're going to use your comments as fodder for a show. And there's one about that I'm holding on to that I really can't wait to read to you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because it's so great. It makes me so happy.
The problem is they can say whatever mean negative thing they want.
100%. That's why it makes me happy, because you know damn well, like it's just great.
Yeah. I'll be
fantastic.
Like, yeah, I know.
Right.
No shit.
Right. Which is funny to me too, because if you watch enough YouTube golf or YouTube anything vlogs, a steady camera is not a requirement in any case ever.
Oh, and I would argue compared to 98% of the golf channels out there, and this isn't me complimenting us, it looks like we have the most professional grade studio.
Right. It looks like it looks like we have cameras on sliders.
Yeah.
And tracks. Like, yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's also why it's funny, because 1, whatever, dude. 2, it's because it's you. And 3, that's not even a thing. Nobody cares.
Whatever this dude has to say.
Sorry, I just wasted all that ammo on the comment for a comment show.
Oh, well, you act like you and I can't get worked up about the same thing again. This guy probably loves Costco Kirkland signature golf balls and gets mad that I just said they're fine. It's fine. Speaking of, I have at some point, don't know when, I have it staged in the site. I just got to write it now and reproduce it. But I have another hot golf ball take coming.
Really? Yeah. Wait, like a brand or just in general?
A brand.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
I speaking of that, I owe you I think I'm three reviews in the hole right now.
I would say 2 to 3, depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
I'm calling it 3. I'll get on that.
That's more writing.
Sorry, everybody. I know
it's more writing than you need to do.
I know everyone's pining for my words about things. I'll deliver soon enough.
Speaking of making videos, I was thinking about this, and production meeting probably should have saved this for off the show instead of putting you on the spot. But
okay.
One, shout out Kevin O'Neill for already following me.
Did he really? Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, yeah. Matter of fact, I had no idea. We had no idea that he was a local guy. Like local to me even. So
here's where I'm going.
Sorry, go ahead.
Here's where I'm going with giving that point.
Yeah.
I think we make it a to-do, and we've talked about doing this with winners in the past, but this one makes sense. It really makes sense. I think we make it a to-do and try to get all of his winnings sent to us, and then do a video with Kevin at maybe like X Golf.
I offered that to him. God, look at us. We're like one. Kevin can vouch for this. I gave him that option. And so Kevin, it looks like the decision's been made for us.
It has to be a little
We're meeting up. Yeah.
Like Ed McMahon clearinghouse. Like,
are you going to have like a giant, like, what do we have instead of a giant check? Like a giant rangefinder or something that we walk in with? But I think it'd be fun to surround him with all the stuff.
Maybe we wrap it all. Like you have to open every one of these things like a present.
You could do that. I will not volunteer for that. That's too much work. Forget it.
Says the guy who owns multiple gimbals. Like that's to make shitty golf vlogs that we get
for people to yell at us for not being stable enough.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, god.
But
anyways, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. We should just invite everybody. Like, hey, anyone from the Chicago area, you want to come and hang out with Kevin? Come hang out with Kevin.
Oh my god,
see all of his new stuff.
I love it. It's like Kevin's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Screw going to X Golf. Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Kevin, happy birthday. You get 10 tokens and all funny. Your golf things.
Right.
I can't wait to be like when we do this. Hey, there's still like 6 things. We're just having a hard time getting coordinated, and we'll get them to you at some point.
Yeah, it'll be fun to get together in April of 2023 when we finally have everything in hand.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, God,
what else? I could go on my grumpy old man thing, but I don't know. Let's start the match.
I have a question. Let's save the grumpy old men at golf courses topic. I don't know, maybe for later in the show or something. But yeah, we can talk about the match too. Frank asked something on one of the unboxings.
Sounded like you were going to say Frank's an ass.
No, I love Frank. And by the way, Frank, get better soon. I don't know if you know, but he had some surgery. He's recovering from it. But he'll be okay. I talked to him today. So thankfully, he'll be all right.
Okay. You keep talking.
Anyways, he brought something up on an unboxing. You were unboxing a rangefinder. And I think he made a good point. I want to get your opinion of it. At what level of golfer does a rangefinder actually benefit the golfer?
I just texted.
So his question was,
I just texted Frank and said, you had surgery?
So he asked, like, should a mid-handicapper like myself use a rangefinder? Is it beneficial? God. Now, obviously, I think it's as you get better at golf, knowing exact yardages helps, right? That's an obvious thing. If you're better at hitting your yardages, knowing those exact yardages will help you. But how much does it really benefit me as a golfer?
This is such
as a 12.4 handicap.
If you didn't know us, you'd be like, God, this is just another golf nerd podcast. Who cares?
That's why we bury this at the 30-minute mark of our
I think it's a good conversation to have. It's just so.
It is, though. That's why I said, like, when he put it there, I was like, you know what? You're right, Frank.
It's just so like golf internet expert guys of us.
It's true. You're right.
So I think about that every now and then. And especially now it's like, oh, the pin's here, it's front, it's back, whatever. How when I was a kid, we didn't have rangefinders and GPSs. I still remember when GPSs like first started showing up and they looked like little Tamagotchis more than anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't, they'd be like, there's 6 different numbers and I'm like, I'm out.
Nope. I'm not doing that.
And so I would look up at a green really far away, and then I look around for some sort of marker on the ground and walk to it and go, okay. It's about 180 yards from here, whatever distance.
Right.
And I'd hit to 180 yards, like regardless of where the flag was on the green. I think as I got a little older, it'd be like, okay, God, how many courses? It's funny how many courses don't do this anymore, and probably because of rangefinders and GPS. The red flag was up,
flag color.
Yeah, white was the middle, blue's back, or some combination of.
Yeah,
and maybe I'd go, okay, the thing says it's 180, and the flag's blue, so it's back. I really got to hit it 180 yards, or the flag's red. I got to hit it about 180 yards, hopefully. Like but it's hit at 180 yards. And I think, I often think like, is there something to that? I didn't make it this complicated in a way prior to. That said, maybe I should have.
Right.
Who knows? And I don't remember enough from back in the day to know how much of a difference something like that made. But I would say, even to the worst of golfers, even if it's just fine for the center of a green, I don't think you need to I need every little data point when you're a 32 handicap by any means.
Yeah. So maybe it's more like when you're inside, once you reach the 100-yard mark, just put it away. Because what are you going to do? You're going to hit an 87-yard wedge? Like, get out of here. You're not going to hit an 87-yard wedge.
But at the same time, you're at 99 yards or you're at 45 yards. That's very different. Now, I feel like visually you should be able to do that. If you
shoot, I swear to God, if I'm playing with someone that shoots a flag at 45 yards. God,
yeah, but so say you're at 40, say I'm at 65 yards to the middle of the green. Okay. But
you're a good golfer.
I don't know. Someone might take
it. Matters to you. Like you can do a 3/8 swing or a 9/17 swing or whatever.
I would argue 65 yards to the middle of the green. That could be a full lob wedge for somebody. But they shoot it now, and it's like, oh, that pin's only 38 yards away. Or something like that, right? Or so I can see where it's like inside for certain people they'd want to know, but I have a hard time with that, like 50 yards and in, or even like 20 to 30 yards, and people are shooting it. I'm like, you.
That's brutal. Yeah, I guess it's fine. You can do that. Just don't be. It's fine. I don't want to be the guy to be like, don't do this or whatever. Like I don't speak in absolutes. Like you want to shoot it, fine, whatever.
The question isn't about can you. Which is what we're saying. Like you do whatever you want.
My point is, if you have something on your wrist or in your hand or whatever that gives you front, middle, back instantaneously, and you're a 15 handicap, isn't that enough?
Oh, that
should be enough.
If that's the question, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I would say,
I'm not saying rangefinder or nothing. I'm saying the rangefinder gives you that exact number, while your GPS thing gives you a range.
I would tell you, even now, for me, I prefer, it's funny because I have them sitting right here on my desk because I have to charge them and go to my bag all the time. I hate wearing this thing when I play, but I wear it every time I play because I don't know if it's being lazy or whatever, but more often than not, I'm just like, it's 175 to the middle. Now
100%. Just give me the number and let's go.
Par threes, I will take my gun and shoot it. Now there will be a rare occasion where you're looking out and you have a fairway run out or some goofy hazard, and you're like, I kind of need to know, like, is that 270 yards or is that 310 yards? Because now I might have a driver in that bunker issue or water or something. Like there's that fairly rare occasion where you're like, I need to know some different targets that my watch isn't telling me. Fortunately, my watch has the ability to like
So get a better watch, yo.
Right. Well, if I'm not mistaken, but even like I would say some of them where they just show like a list of them and how far in the list. Yes. I don't ever think those list ones are too intuitive. With this Sky Caddy LX5 that I have, you can go over and you get a whole map and you can drag to the different targets, which that's nice. I know a lot of the Garmin's already have that, but they're also stupid expensive. That's why. So maybe that would rule out your rangefinder, but I do use my rangefinder less than I used to, kind of solely for those reasons where I'm like, I'm going to likely hook the living daylights out of this or slice it off the planet. I just need to know how far the front, back, and center are, or take like a lot of these fancy Donald Ross courses we play. I don't care what the back the back and middle are. I just need to know what the front of that green is.
Yes, right. The middle is the back on some of those courses.
Right. Yeah. So GPS versus rangefinder, I feel like more often than not, it's like I got my front, middle, and back, and that's good enough for me. When the rangefinder is a nice supplement. But I will tell you, I watch a lot of people who get very, very dependent on that rangefinder throughout the round. And you're like, listen, bro.
Right. And I think it can lead to mistakes. So I don't want to, like, to your point, I don't necessarily want to know because I can't. So if you shoot a par 3 or whatever, you shoot a flag, it's a back pin and you get a number. So let's say it's 140.
Yeah.
What you don't know is how much I've got a plus or minus 10 yards on a 9-iron.
Right.
So I don't know what's behind that flag if it's the first time I'm playing a course. So like, I don't even want to know just give me the middle yardage and I'll figure it out from there. Even if I hit it straight, it still could be trouble because I sail the flag and then I'm down a hill towards the back or whatever. Perfect example is Winnetka has a couple holes where if you're long, you're OB, you're in water or something. And if it's the first time you play that and you go shooting at a pin on the back side of a green,
that's a good point too. I think more often than not, I think it's because we all watch Golf Channel. We all watch Brian Brothers.
Right. I would love to hit a shot like Colin Morikawa. I'm having a
real
hard time with names. Yeah, Morikawa, Colin. What did my brother say? Xander Schauffele. Yeah. I'd love to hit a shot that stops on 2 hops, a foot from the hole on a back pin, but like that ain't real life.
I think because we're all watching Golf Channel, Brian Brothers Golf, Foreplay, Good, all those. Expert golf channels.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh, I got to fire at this, play that. Even people who are single digit handicaps, 98% of the time, just hit the middle of the green. And if you go talk to
and they 2-putt and they walk off and they go and they take their next chance at a birdie.
The same professionals who are like, hey, amateurs don't read enough for their breaks are also the ones that go, hey, unless you're like a 2 handicap or better, just hit the middle of the green, find your way from there. Or if that green's like sloping really bad back to front, hit the front of the green, putt uphill.
Right. Hit the biggest, fattest part of the green.
Right.
Don't hit at a pin that's tucked into the left side. Don't try to hit at a pin that's way in the back of the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
anyways. Yeah. Shout out to Frank for giving us like a good 10 minutes of conversation here on that one.
Should have saved that for the comment show. Just kidding. All right.
He's got a lot of comments. We could pick a few out of there. He's like I said, he had surgery, so he's been kind of laid up. And he told me he's been binging our channel.
Oh,
God bless him.
God bless him. And what's wrong with you?
He said he's got lots of questions. He's got lots of things to talk about. Lots of questions. So hopefully,
tell him to take us out one night. We'll answer them all.
Well, we'll try to get together. He said by Thanksgiving he should be ready to go, so we can go out.
Man, I got a lot of people getting laid up in the month of November. What's the deal here?
I don't know, man. Better watch our asses.
Man, oh shit! And I got to go to Colorado next week for work. I don't like this. All right, we're gonna skip.
We're both gonna be out of town next week. I'm leaving town too for work.
Oh, are you going to the other continent you work with?
No, I'm not going that far out of town.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Hour and a half flight southeast-ish.
Okay.
For a couple days. I have a story about that off the mic that I'll share with you. That's
look at us. Look at us, a couple of just traveling work stiffs. Now I'm thinking maybe we need to, if I can get in touch with that kid at the pro shop, be like, hey, any chance we can get like a space after the tournament to record a show?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Got to take advantage of that contact now.
Because we have work trips next week and might have to take another week off for like we never take weeks off. It's gonna be the second time in a month. So the match, if you watch this program but really most of the match talk has been pre-releasing the podcast.
Pre-podcast.
We have regularly talked about how we don't like the matches. They're not that entertaining. They're pretty lame. They've overstayed their welcome.
Yeah. However,
they came with this one.
I was going to say, we have asked specifically, I believe, for this foursome on this show, we have requested JT,
I don't care if
Jordan, Tiger, and Rory.
I don't care if every single one of them shoots 1 million over.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Spieth's a little bit of a whiny baby. That said, I've said it on the show once. I'll say it again. He is responsible for the single greatest piece of golf programming history. And that means all the historic Nicklaus things he won, all the historic Tiger Woods moments, all of them. Okay. This beats him. Jordan, having just thinking about it. Jordan Spieth and Smiley Kaufman fishing in Hawaii.
Right, in the kayak, trying to get into the water. Not even fishing yet, just trying to get the kayak in the water.
They have FootJoy rain gloves on for fishing gloves, and they're saying it's good. I think Smiley was saying it's going to protect his hand from the hook, and he's like, no, it'll just go through the it's just a golf. Don't tell me these guys weren't super high. I loved it. It was so funny.
It's true. It's true. Those were the good old days, man.
So good. And you got him.
I miss those guys like that.
JT, I know we've pseudo canceled him on this show, but he's he's a ball buster, so he'll have some.
He's a fun dude. Yeah, I agree.
He'll be fun. Tiger, I was thinking I'm not letting Tiger off the hook for his transgressions, but post, I'm trying to think of a semi PC way.
I was just gonna let you keep going. I'm gonna let him figure this one out.
2009 incident coming back to the world. Tiger has been a delight.
It's true.
The guys dressing up in tiger suits and hitting golf balls to guess who he was.
Oh my God. That was really good content by them too, by the way.
So many things he does.
Yeah.
The old Tiger would have done. So, he's going to be, the only thing I could see is him trying a little too hard to be like, oh, I'm fun and zany and lighthearted. Look at me. And it's going to be like, listen, old man, take it easy.
I really hope because he's the dry humor guy. And I feel like he could drop some of those little digs that could be entertaining.
It'll be annoying though when he does the Michael Jordan talk and because he's so torn up and he can't play and back it up at all. I'll be like,
right,
it's kind of a bad look. And I'd say the same thing for Rory. If he's on top of his game and gets his little smart ass Irish mouth going, Northern Irish, sorry. That could be fun. So that could be fun, I just think
I would imagine it. I mean, didn't we have a little bit of that with JT and Rory at, they did the Tiger thing at his course, right? At Paynes Valley or whatever.
Oh my God.
Didn't they have a little bit of fun together? I don't know. It's just a golf show.
Were those two the one? I don't even remember if did they play in that? Was that them?
I thought it was them, right?
I don't remember. And I feel like we spoke highly of that event.
We did enjoy it. Whatever. JT, one of the two were part of it. Damn it.
I just remember it wasn't Jack. Oh, hit another one at the 19th hole or whatever. That big
arm. The island thing.
God, I gotta bring Jack up.
You're on an episode streak with Jack references.
Yeah, right. Sorry, everybody. So I'm excited for the match. I didn't realize because our notes said the rumors, and I think before I heard it, I didn't even know there were rumors about it, and then I just saw one day oh, this is going to be the match. I'm like, and then went to your thing and saw it as a rumor. I said, wow, I'm really, per usual, really behind the buzz.
As soon as I saw the rumor, I threw it in the run sheet just to have it.
I'm legitimately excited about it, and I don't think they're doing any like cute pay-per-view stuff with it. I think it's gonna be easy to watch.
No, it's gonna be on TNT again or whatever, and it's in Tampa. And
do we know who the I remember what JT was one of the like on-course commentators, remember? He was wearing the headset and the like microphone thing, and he was.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And he was hilarious, busting balls with Chuck the whole time.
Right.
Trying to ask do we know who's going to be part of the broadcast? Led me down that rabbit hole.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I don't read articles. I just read headlines and move on with
who you telling that? That's
how I make all my decisions.
I get into trouble with you all the time. I'm like, I didn't read it. I just saw the headline. Yeah, that's gonna be crucial, I think, to how entertaining this whole thing ends up being. Because then the watch will be like, they got Jim Nance. Oh, great, awesome.
Yeah, well, it can't be Nance.
No, I got Paul Azinger in it. Cool.
God, please, God, no, please. I wonder if we'll get a lot of, hey, tell us about tomorrow, your new venture, Rory and Tiger, and then I'll be like, shit, you ruined it.
Yeah, that's
everybody knows. Everybody knows.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
this whole thing. Then this isn't better than a live golf broadcast. Okay. Thanks. Oh, that's a thing. Got it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All right, man. Look at it.
Okay,
this has been a golf show. Sometimes
this is
golf.
A fun, energetic, entertaining show. If I don't say so myself.
Back on the horse, like we didn't do a show last week too. What do we got to plug? What's going on?
I didn't post we both have unboxings in the can, but I didn't get around to posting anything today. Maybe tomorrow I'll post your unboxing of a very interesting shoe.
Hang on, let me look at the schedule. This might be good to get the schedule and website lined up, so maybe don't. We'll talk more after we go off.
All right, fair enough.
All right, and hey, friends of the program, Tour Edge, got a review for them up today. Today as we're recording, the Wingman
Monday,
the Wingman 700 series putters. Tell you all about them finally over at driverangeheroes.com. So go check that out. All right, another episode in the books. That Range Life
exhausted.
Episode 114. Yeah, this feels like we just ran a marathon. We just talked, laughed, and sent some text messages to Frank. Hope he's all right. That's Kris McEwen at Kris McEwen on all the social medias. I'm Bill Bush of driverangeheroes.com, at Range Heroes, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you feel like. Thanks for watching. We'll see you maybe not next week. We don't know, but we'll see you next show, whenever that is. Goodbye.